The ASA Pro Tour brings us a very special invitational event. At the Mervyn's California Beach Bash, it's the Levi's Soul Bowl.
Now is the hard moment, you know.
Hey, Mark Shays here with current Vert World Champion, good friend Ty Chris. Not only have you been living the ultimate lifestyle of a pro, but also you've become very much of an international celebrity. But I notice now you're here. Why have you moved to California?
Well, for many reasons. I mean, just look around you. You know, this place is amazing. To have a vert ramp on the beach, so many people, it's warm. You know, I was living in Paris and the weather in the winter is really cold. And I mean, not only about that, like all the industry are here, the competition, the good skaters, the parks are amazing. So I'm becoming American.
And that's a good thing. Some people have said Ty Chris, the mysterious European, maybe he trains too much. Well, now he's letting that California lifestyle sink into his bloodstream, becoming an American. I've seen one thing. Your skating just keeps getting better and better. I watched the practice on the Soul Bowl. You were right on. I look forward to seeing how you skate today. And I know Arlo Eisenberg, he's up there right now at the Soul Bowl. He's waiting for us. He wants to see us too, so let's go.
Ty Chris is here, as well as a whole host of other top skaters from all around the world. The skaters love coming to this event because it's on the beach, Hermosa Beach, California, for Mervyn's Beach Bash. It's the only event of this kind with a bowl these skaters competed in all season, so it's really different. The judges pulled all the skaters together before the contest, said, hey, we're going to be looking to see who's using the corners, who uses every wall. So this contest may not come down to just the best skater, but who uses this bowl the best.
And as Arlo said, 10 competitors, each one gets 50-second runs, 2 of them, and they have to use the bowl different than they would a normal vert ramp. A lot more to play with here.
That's right. That line score is going to become so much more important here in the bowl contest. The skaters who use the corners the best are going to be rewarded. Tobias Bucher, one of the strongest vert competitors in the world. In fact, at the World Championships, we spent so much time talking about Ty Chris. Well, he narrowly won that competition, just squeaking past Tobias Bucher, who looked like he had the thing in hand with tricks like that. 1080.
1080. Now, so far, he's been just using the vert part. He hasn't actually gone into the corners at all. Little soul grind now coming around the corner.
Yep, as you mentioned that, now he's getting into those corners. In fact, that's a great use of that bowl, doing the 540, and now the 540 flat spin in another corner. So he's really utilizing those corners after starting out with a pretty conventional vert run.
Seemed like he lost a little bit of speed on the bump. Yeah, hard. It's very difficult to come up with a good line. There is an art form to pumping around the corners.
Fakie 900 to finish things off. Now, it's interesting the way he used the bowl, because he sort of did it in 2 runs. He did a normal vert run first and brought out the big tricks like the 1080 as we see there, which is a huge trick. But then he did the second half of the run was kind of using the corner, so he didn't integrate them as well as he might have.
An 80.50 is a great way to start, so he sets the bar. A lot of top guys still to come when we come back. The ASA Pro Tour at Mervyn's California Beach Bash is brought to you by Yoo-Hoo, America's favorite chocolate drink, skates on or skates off. By Corn Nuts, feed your soul with 7 mean flavors, corn gone wrong. By Paul Mitchell, the style and lifestyle sport. And for all the latest on skating, check out asaskate.com. Aerials, courtesy of monster.com. Welcome back to Mervyn's California Beach Bash and the Levi's Soul Bowl. Quite a field of competitors, but as you notice, no Australians in the top 10 here. A couple strong Americans, including Matt Lindemuth and Mike Budnick. Of course, the Yasutoko brothers, defending champions in a very strong European field, including Tobias Teig, Benny, and this guy, Nel Martin.
Let's take a look at these strong Europeans. They actually had a disappointing first round. Mel Martin, the former European amateur champion, going down in the first round. That's uncharacteristic for him. And a tough first round for the world champion, Ty Chris, as well. Ty Chris getting the crowd into it. He always comes out. He's a top competitor. He's won many major championships. But in the first round, he had a fluke accident after a strong start, went down on a simple trick, a backside grind.
Well, his change of lifestyle here, moving to Hermosa, needs to do better in front of his new hometown audience.
The lifestyle of professional skater is travel around, have some fun with other skaters, go skating every day.
There's definitely a lot of pros. I mean, you get to do what you like doing.
You get attention, you get to be on TV and stuff.
You can travel, you see a lot of people, other cultures.
Coming to the contest and skating with all these people, it's a big benefit because all these people, they're not, there's no pressure here. It's all just a big session, and it's a great time when you come out traveling with them.
11 years ago, I started riding, hanging out with a crew of friends back home, kind of evolved into traveling and riding, going to contests and stuff like that for me. And, each weekend's a new adventure for me. I spend all my time on airplanes and in hotels, and not making millions of dollars, not even making hundreds of thousands, it's more just something that I fell in love with. For me, the fulfillment comes out of skating, not necessarily the greens that I get. So, I get to see the world and travel around, and, rollerblade takes care of me and makes sure that everything goes well. So no complaints from my end.
And what a pro career he's had so far. 1998, he was the #1 ranked vert skater on the tour, and now he's just been on a mission to take vert skating to a whole new level.
See him popping out of the ramp. He's had a great run so far. A pretty conventional vert run. He's used the corners a couple of times, but now trying to raise the excitement. Come on, Hermosa, let's take some more. Second place after the first round.
Oh! Lindemuth going for the soul stall up on top of the sign.
How's that for a dismount? Hearing it from the crowd. Didn't work out exactly the way he planned. Let's take a look at what he's trying to do. Trying to launch all the way out of the ramp and right over the railing. Some guys might try to launch onto the railing. He went straight for the sign, trying to lock on soul stall and then just taking it.
79.75 right now puts him in second place, but many of the top guys still to skate. Ty Chris, of course, left the door wide open for improvement. The Yasutoko brothers and the strong Europeans still to skate.
Hello, my name is Tobias Bucher, and we're at the Hermosa Beach Bash.
Don't go anywhere.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the ASA Pro Tour and the Levi's Soul Bowl from Mervyn's, California Beach Bash.
I love this beach bash, man. Bands are incredible so far. There's actually a few girls to be seen.
Oh, we're having a great time this weekend. A lot of fun.
Every year it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and better.
Lots and lots of girls. I love it. I love this one because the California girls are off the hook. My driving force out here today is the voluptuous, beautiful West Coast women that our friends, the Beach Boys, think about so well.
Crazy days. Too much crazy stuff.
Whole days like a slow train coming. Sometimes I can't find myself running. Telling man it's as good as a whole world's gonna get.
Yeah, you get to be out of control.
A lot going on, but the most important thing right now is right here at the Levi's Soul Bowl. Takeshi Yasutoko has been coming on so strong this year.
He's a great vert skater, there's no doubt about it, as most of these guys are. Now the trick is, how do they use those corners? Takeshi having trouble trying to incorporate that topside acid around the bold corner.
Still good enough right now for third place. But Benny Hoover, now here's a guy who rides with total amplitude all the time.
He's really starting to get a lot of attention. A very exciting skater. He loves to go high. Huge 540. But again, we have not seen a perfect run. People love watching Benny Hoover because he goes high. Another kid who's generating a lot of excitement because of his spectacular skating is Matt Lindemuth.
I am Matthew Lee Lindemuth. I'm 19 years old. I was born and raised in Kutztown, Pennsylvania, very tiny town. So I'm used to the Amish country. Now, these aren't my fuzzy dice, but I don't know. This week I saw some fuzzy dice in an Amish buggy, and I'm still kind of confused. I didn't know that they were into all that stuff. When I started this 10, 11 years ago skating, I started it because I wanted to do something different. I didn't want to do things the way that the rest of the world was doing it. I wanted to be my own person. And even though you see as professionals now, all of us are still rebellious minds. Like, that's all we are. I mean, the reason we started skating is to be different than the rest of them. I got a trophy, that's cool, but it's done, it's over, and I'm moved on. Now I'm doing other things. Now I'm going back to what I started to do. Woodward for me, it was hometown for me. It was home feelings, close to my family still. It let me be the person that I was since the day I was born, and let me skate the way I skated. And, you know, that's why I love to be there. And after finding myself again, it allowed me to influence and try and rub off on the kids. I want to be a role model. I've always had one goal, to start a core inline company that was sponsoring skaters, sponsoring the industry and the contests and everything that was involved in helping support the industry. And I wanted to be sponsoring kids. I want to be that person that made my dreams come true.
Matt Lindemuth made history with that. The first ever landed double backflip.
Well, Matt Lindemuth is not the only American in this contest. In fact, he's probably not even the favorite. Mike Budnick has a great shot at winning this contest. You see, he had trouble in the first round, but do not count him out. In the past couple of years at this contest, Mike Budnick has done very well.
And here's a guy who always does well. Last year, he took second in the bowl competition, only to his younger brother, Takeshi. And Eito here, looking to do well again. He had a great line in the prelims.
Well, he has a great opportunity to make up a lot of ground on all these riders out here, really to separate himself, because with so many riders going down in the first round, Eito knows if he, well, here you go, keep him with the rest of the... So in the first round, we've seen every single rider miss their tricks. I don't know if this bowl is giving them trouble since they're not used to seeing four corners in a vert ramp or what, but hopefully these guys are going to get it together for the second round, because right now it is anyone's contest if they can stay on their feet.
Ooh, creativity, a little soul grind.
Well, so we're getting a taste of what's to come in the second round. We should see some high scores if these guys can just put it together for an entire run. A very good line from Eito Yasutoko, utilizing the corners and the ramp and then some, getting out of the ramp, and then a 1080 to boot. So they've got the tricks, they've got the lines, they've just got to keep it all together.
Well, the way things have gone so far, even with two bobbles, the fact that he stayed on his feet and got creative here with the sole, then dropping in, then coming out the other side, finishing off with the huge 1080 flat spin, Eito's probably our leader. Yes, 84.25, he sits on top right now at the end of one round of competition.
So Eito sits on top despite everyone going down in the first round, which means that anything can happen in the second round, and a lot of these scores likely will change.
Indeed, when we come back, everybody's going to be stepping it up and putting it into overdrive when we come back to the Levi's Soul Bowl. Hey there. Welcome back to the beach in Hermosa Beach, California, one of many spots that the pros travel each year.
Travel around is hard because, yeah, you always on tour, you always have your bags, and it's a lot of stress too.
I have friends at home that are like my dear friend, you know, that actually treat, we're like human beings, you know, on the same level, and, you know, I got to say bye to them all the time. That kind of sucks.
My friends back home don't, like, when they introduce me to someone now, they're like, this is Ryan Dawes, he's a pro skater. I'm like, relax, I'm just a normal person.
I miss my girlfriend to death. I miss my family to death. I miss my dog to death. and it's pretty hard being on the road, living out of a suitcase as long as we do, but the pros definitely outweigh the cons, so I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Winning this contest wouldn't hurt either. That would help to take away the pain of this traveling lifestyle. Mike Budnick, after the first round, though, still got his work cut out for him, as do most of these skaters. Ty Chris sitting in 7th place after a rare fall in the first round on a backside grind, no less. So Ty Chris know that he's got all the pressure on him here for the second round. There are no more second chances. He's got to put it all together.
Huge 540. He's got such a good style and such a well thought out line. And that is actually one of the more difficult things anybody's doing in the bowl. Now working the corners perfectly.
Oh. So how does this happen? Now Ty Chris has fallen in each of his runs, and on tricks it should be pretty standard for him. Certainly the backside in the first round, and then they're missing the kind grind. Now you mentioned, we saw earlier that he aired over the corners, an interesting use of the bowl, one of the most interesting uses of the bowl that we've seen in the contest.
There's a gato spin. So he is packing it wall to wall with tricks, but those bobbles are definitely going to knock him out of contention.
That is, if anyone else can put an entire run together. If everyone else misses a trick, well, then he's right back in contention. So he'll just have to sit back and watch.
Yeah, he's shaking his head because he put together 2 perfect runs in the prelim round to qualify himself in first place. Here in the final, having a little bit of trouble.
You see him carve an alley-oop on the 540, and then there's the telltale, missing the kind grind.
Winded and defeated, but an 81.75 right now puts him in second place. The ASA Pro Tour will move on to a regular tour stop in Milwaukee at Summerfest, one of the most exciting events of the year. It's live music, it's crazy stunts. So check out asaskate.com to find out when it's going to be on. When we come back, it's the last chance for the big guns to get the gold. The ASA Pro Tour at the Mervyn's California Beach Bash is brought to you by Levi's. Make them your own. By Chevy Trucks. Like a rock. By Coca-Cola. Life is good. And by Sega. Sonic Adventure 2 on Dreamcast. These beautiful aerial shots of Hermosa Beach Bash brought to you by The Blimp from Monster.com. What are they looking down on? Well, the final runs of the bowl competition. Tig's got Budnick's run.
Now it's Mike Budnick. There are a lot of pressure because in the first run he fell, so he's everything or nothing right now. He's going to use the ramp. Check it out how he used the corners. Big alley-oop fish brain, air. Starting the run really good. Switch stance all the way until the corners. Yeah. Yeah, really good grind. He's the only guy on Vert who arrived to use the ball. I mean, so good, you know, he's in between all of us. He knows really how to use the corner, how to pump. And at the practice I saw he did like the 2 corners with backside, and that was really sick. Really good run until now. He didn't miss any trick. Invert. Come on, Mike. Invert to backflip. Yeah. Good run. Really good run for Mike Budnick. Perfect. No mistake.
Indeed. Look at this. Just whipping around the corners. You said it at the beginning, Arlo. The judges were going to be looking for them to use the whole ramp. 82.25. While Budnick didn't do the biggest stunts, he got rewarded for his great use of the whole bowl.
That's right. It's a bowl contest, and that's what these guys are learning. It's why the judges had the meeting. Eito Yositoko also well aware of that. We saw in the first round hit a very creative line. Not really utilizing the corner so much as utilizing the unique apparatus.
There, he used the corner real well. Just a nice backside all the way around it. Soul grind the other way.
Okay, so he stayed on his feet to this point. Remember, in the first round, he had a couple of falls, and they were both on grinds. Looks like he modified his line a little bit to take those grinds out, and now Tobias Bucher trying to sabotage Ato's run. No, seriously, it's just congested up on top of the extension. But it didn't seem to bother him too much. Recovered quite well. Didn't lose too much time up on the extension. Now he's got back in time to land all of his tricks. He finished with a 1080 right into a fakie 900. So that is showing some control when you can land a 1080, one of the most difficult tricks, and still have enough composure and enough speed to pull fakie 900.
Yeah, the crowd knows they just saw one heck of a run. Great use of the bowl, going from the corner up and out, and then here, despite Tobias getting in his way, pulling the most difficult part of his run, 91.75, nobody touches that. Wow, the judges getting a little overzealous, but Ato Yasutoko with a well-deserved victory.
This ball competition is very strange for me because Japanese hasn't a ball, so I can't practice, but it's a very fantastic. Yeah.
Even without the practice, Ato Yasutoko with a great win here at the Soul Bowl. Now let's take a look at Corn Nut's sick trick. Benny Hoover on his way, sort of the evolution of a big stunt. And who but Matt Lindemuth, the American stuntman on blades, to try to upstage him.
It's the second time that I've landed it, but I think it was actually a little bit more surprising than when I landed it in Ontario, because I gave it a good 10, 12 attempts. And here, when I did it first try and I put my feet down, I wasn't expecting to land it first go, you know? So for me, to do it first try like that and walk away knowing that I can do it in a contest run now, it opens a lot of doors for me to really play around in the next contest.
Special thanks to Rocky Talkie, the official two-way radio provider of the ASA. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.